Okay, that's much better. Okay, so today we're starting a new unit, exponential functions. But before we can just dive right into exponential functions, you have to understand how to multiply, divide, and simplify power or exponents raised to another exponent. So we have to do laws of exponents or rules of exponents. This is quarter 3. This is page 6. 8. Oh, sorry. It was page 6 last year. Page 8. The title of this page is Laws of Exponents. The title of this page is Laws of Exponents. These are just rules for evaluating exponents. Okay? That's what I mean when I say laws of exponents. This is going to give you instructions on how to simplify exponents. All right. Multiplying, this is super important that we know these little common facts. Multiplying is a faster way to add. And some people, they know it, but they don't know it. It's kind of like in the back of your head. It's like, oh, yeah, you know what? It is a faster way that you're supposed to add. Okay? Super important there. Evaluating exponents or simplifying exponents is a faster way to multiply. Evaluating exponents or exponents in general is a faster way to multiply. Okay? All right. So an example of how to evaluate a basic exponent, we have to remember how to do the basic ones before we can do laws of exponents. We have to understand the very basic exponent and the way it's written. You have 5 to the third power, where of course the 3, this little 3 that is in the right corner of the number is your exponent. Okay? And your exponent tells us how many times to multiply the base times itself, okay? How many times to multiply the base times itself. Okay? Tells us how many times to multiply the base times itself. Your 5 is your base. Your 5 is your base. Okay? Your base is the number that's being multiplied. Okay? The base is the number being multiplied. All right. So the expanded form. So when I'm simplifying this, you already know this is your exponent. This is your base. And we have 5 to the third power. When we simplify this or write the expanded form of this or what it means, this is saying 5, and I'm going to use the dot as multiplication because the little x's look like variables, and I don't want to do that. So I say 5 times 5 times 5, okay? this is what that means. We have written 5 how many times? 3 times. Okay, because of this exponent 3. All right. Now this number, this right here, is the exponent form of the number. Okay. And this right here is the expanded form. Okay. And of course, in order to get your answer, you multiply 5 times 5, which is what? 25. And then 25 times 5 is what? Come on, 25, 5 quarters. 125. Okay. That's if they want it completely simplified. Sometimes they just want the answer in exponent form. Sometimes they want to know the expanded form. And other times they just want the answer completely simplified. Okay. This is very basic how you solve a simple exponent. Any questions about this before I move to other laws? Okay. Anyone still writing? All right. Okay, so now we're going to be multiplying exponents with like bases. Okay. Multiplying exponents with like bases. That's what we're getting ready to do now. All right. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to do the long way first, and then I'm going to show you a shortcut. Okay. All right. So let's suppose that I have 4 to the second power times 4 to the fifth power. If they were different bases, I would have to simplify them separately and then multiply. But since they have the same base of 4, okay, the long way to do this is the same as saying 4 to the second power is the same as saying 4 times 4. Any questions about this? Then I say bring down the times. I'll make this bigger so I can establish the difference between. And then 4 to the fifth power is the same as saying 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Do you see that? Okay. All right. So in most of these cases, if not all of them, they only want you to answer. They don't want you to simplify it completely unless they say simplify it completely. They want it in exponent form. So the answer to this is going to be 4 is being multiplied a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So my answer is 4 to the 7th power. Any questions about how I get 4 is being multiplied times itself 7 times? 2 here and 5 here. So you already know what the shortcut is, right? Just add the exponents. The shortcut is add the exponents. So if the bases are alike, all you're doing is adding the exponents. So in other words, when you see this, you're just going to say 4 is your base, and you're going to add the exponents 2 plus 5. So when you add the exponents 2 plus 5, that's going to give you 4 to the 7th power. Any questions? Okay. Okay, let's go to the next. Now let's do dividing. We're going to get a lot of practice in with our guided practice, but we're going to do the notes first, okay? Dividing exponents. Okay, with like bases. We're only dealing with the ones with like bases, okay? That's it, just like bases. All right, so this is what we have. We have 3 to the 6th power divided by 3 to the 2nd power. I'm going to do the long way first, and then I'm going to show you the shortcut. Okay? So 3 to the 6th power, when we simplify that, we're going to multiply 3. We're going to write it 6 times. So that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay? When we write the expanded form for 3 to the 2nd power, that's just 3 times 3. We write it 2 times. So now we're going to simplify. When we simplify this, we go 3 divided by 3. You see how it's right up under it? 3 divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Any questions about how I got that? 3 divided by 3 is 1. Any questions about how I got that? Okay? So now on the top, when I simplify, I write this in exponent form. That's what all they want is exponent form. So 3 is being multiplied 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So this is 3 to the 4th. Over 1 times 1, which is 1, right? So my answer really is just 3 to the 4th power. Okay? What do you think the shortcut here is going to be? Just subtract the exponents. So the shortcut here is going to be subtract the exponents. Subtract the exponents. Okay? So that means when you have 3 to the 6th power divided by 3 to the 2nd power, you're going to put 3. The 6 is on top, so write it first. 6, you write it first. Minus 2, it's on the bottom, you write it second. So whatever the exponent is on top, write it first. Then whatever the exponent is on the bottom, write it second. So you have 6 minus 2, which is 4. So your answer is 3 to the 4th power. Any questions about how to do that? Anybody lost? Okay. Now we have power of a power. That means an exponent that is raised to another exponent. Okay. That means an exponent that is raised to another exponent. All right. Again, I'm going to do the long way first, and then I'm going to do the shortcut. Kaylin, you okay over there? You good? Okay. All right. So we have 7 to the 5th power. And the exponent that we're going to raise this to is to the 3rd. Okay? The exponent that we're going to raise it to is going to be to the 3rd power. So this is this is not shortcut. This is the long way to do this, okay? You're going to take and multiply this, what? 3 different times. So I'm going to write it all of this 3 times. So that's going to be 7 to the 5th times 7 to the 5th times 7 to the 5th. Any questions about that? Okay, so this means that you are going to write 7 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right? 1, 2, I wrote 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure I counted it right. Times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7 now is being multiplied a total of how many times? 15. Mm-hmm. Okay, so again, Aaron just said it. The shortcut here, as you can notice, is just when you have a power of a power or exponent raised to another exponent, just multiply them together. So you multiply the power of a power, multiply the exponents. Okay? So you have 7 to the fifth power raised to the third, and this gives you 5 times 3. You multiply when you have a power raised to another power, and this is going to give you 7 to the what? 15th power. Okay? And I'll pause here. All right, so now we're going to do some guided practice problems, okay? I'm going to do some guided practice problems. All right, I'm going to go to my guided practice sheet, okay? I'm going to go to my guided practice sheet. You go to our regular page. Actually, you're going to have to do this on a separate sheet anyway this time, because this is, you see this right here, what it's saying, simplify the following, copy the problem, and work on a separate sheet. So I do want you to do this on a separate sheet because there's no way that you will be able to show your work on those. Okay? All right. So I'm going to just continue in my notebook, and I suggest you do the same thing so that you can take a picture of this and put this in your on the Canvas page. Okay? So this is Q3W6 guided practice. And you don't even have to go back and forth because I'm going to write it as well. Okay? Remember, for guided practice work, you're only going to do the problems that I'm doing with you. Okay? It might, sometimes it's all of them, and sometimes it's not all of them. So only do the ones that we do together, please. All right, so let's do number 1. Raise your hand if you need me to wait. Okay. Number 1, we have A times A to the second times A to the third. Okay. The exponent on the number, if you don't see it, is automatically 1. Okay. An exponent on a number or a variable, if you don't see it, it's automatically 1. So that means that A is being multiplied once here, twice here, 3 times here. So my answer, I'm going to add 1 plus 2 plus 3. So A is being multiplied a total of how many times? 8 to the what? 8 to the 6th power. This is my answer. You just add the exponents. No. Any questions about how I got number 1? Okay. Number 2, We have 2a squared b times 4ab squared. Okay? Please watch what I do and then copy because I don't want you to miss it. Raise your hand if you're not ready. Okay? So first, multiply the numbers, the coefficients. So when we multiply 2 times 4, what does that give us? 8. Questions about that first. Okay? Then your base or your A's. Remember, if you don't see an exponent, it's automatically a 1. Since you're multiplying, you're going to add the exponents together. So this is a 2 plus 1. These bases are alike, so add the exponents. This is multiplication. So now let's go to b. Okay? If you don't see an exponent there, it's automatically 1. So you have b 1 plus 2. Any questions about how I got these numbers? So then my final answer here is 8a to the third power, b to the third power. Any questions about that? Okay. Number 3. Okay. Number 3, you have, anybody need me to wait? Okay, let me pause real quick. All right, so number 3, you have 6x to the second times negative 3 x to the, what's that, fifth. All right, so again, we're going to multiply the numbers first. What is positive 6 times a negative 3? Anybody? Say again? Negative 18. Okay, so we did our numbers first. Now let's look at our x's. Our base is x, so we got x. We're multiplying, so we add the exponents. So this is going to be 2 plus 5. Any questions about how I got this so far? So then our final answer is going to be negative 18 x to the 7th power. See if you can do 4 and 5 on your own, okay? All right, let's see what you got here. Okay, so you got b is being multiplied 3 times here, then 4 times here, then 7 times here. This is automatically 1. Okay? So this is going to be, all the bases are alike, so you add all the exponents because you're multiplying. So that's going to be 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 1. And what does that give you when you add all of these together? B to the what? 15th power. Okay, very good. B to the 15th power. Okay. Lily, that's fine, babe. No problem. All right. So now let's do this one. Okay. So we have to multiply. You have to multiply the numbers first. So you got 3 times 3, which is what? 9. Good job. Thank you. And then you got 9 times negative 3, which is what? Good job, babe. Negative 27. So we got all of our numbers out the way. Okay. So now we got our x's left. Got the same base of x. Since you're multiplying, you're going to add all these exponents together. So this is positive 3 plus a positive 4 plus a positive 2. So what's your final answer going to be here? Negative 27 x to the what power? 9. Good job. Okay. Raise your hand if you got both of them right. Okay. Good. Okay. Great job, y'all. All right. You can lower your hand. Good job, y'all. That's very, very good. All right. So let's do number 6. We got 2. Put 2 in parentheses. Parentheses 2. X squared, y to the third, and all of it is raised to the second power. So this is a power. These exponents raised to another exponent. So this is power of a power. So what you do is anytime you see that there's no exponent on a number or a variable, you put a 1. So this is actually 2 to the first power. So now you're going to take your exponent here and multiply it times all the exponents that are in the parentheses. Okay? So here we got 2, and we got 1 times 2, which is 2. We have x. We have 2 times 2, which is 4. We have y. We have 3 times 2, which is 6. Any questions about how I got this? All right, so let's simplify this. 2 to the second power, that's like saying 2 times 2. What's 2 times 2? 4. So this is your final answer here. Any questions on how to get this? Okay, I'll pause for the calls. Let me know if you got a question. Okay. See if you can do number 7 on your own, and that's where we'll stop today, okay? See if you can do number 7 on your own. Parentheses, 5 to the x power squared. I'm sorry, 5x squared. I said it so wrong. Y to the 4th power. Close your parentheses and raise everything to the 3rd power. See if you can do this one on your own. All right. Let's see how we did on this one. Remember, when there is no exponent to a number or a variable, the exponent is automatically 1, okay? So since you have all of these exponents or powers that are raised to this 3 because it's all in the parentheses, you're going to multiply 3 times all of the exponents in the parentheses. This is a power raised to another power. So now you have 5. This exponent 1 times 3 is 3. Then you have x. The exponent 2 times 3 is 6. Then you have y. The exponent 4 times 3 is 12. Okay? So now we want to simplify 5 to the 3rd power. That's the same as saying 5 times 5 times 5. What's 5 times 5? 25. Then times 5 is what? So we got 125. X to the 6th power, y to the 12th power. Any questions about that? Please make sure that you have these guided practice problems completed, 1 through 7. Are there any questions? Is everybody okay? Tonight, go back over your notes to make sure that you understand what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here.